Hey guys, Narrated 2151 coming at you with a brand new Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. It's been a while, but I'm back with this messy layout. And yeah, these layouts take a really long time to make. It took me like a couple hours, not a couple hours, it took me like 8 to 9 hours just to finish this layout. So I could see why people put a lot of effort for this and ask for a lot of rate for this because it takes a long time to complete. And yeah, guys, it's been a while. I haven't posted a video since February vacation because I had a lot of stuff to do, and I've been watching a lot of animes lately, just to pass the time. I've been doing a lot of activities at school like track, and also there's a lot of news. Like there's been a lot of news going on. I'm pretty sure you guys heard the Coney thing and just all that stuff going down. But yeah, I'm just back now with a brand new battle because I just feel like to bring back battles with a brand new font, a brand new everything, a new me. And let's look at the teams. So I'm running my standard team that I've been using for a little bit while. I'm probably gonna change it. I have a new team that's coming back with the new battles. So yeah, I'm running that whole water synergy with fire, grass, and then I'm running my Metagross and my bulky wall with Stealth Rock and really powerful offensive move. My Scarfer, which is my Mammoth which can dish out ice and ground hits, and then my Expert Belt Latios, which this match didn't carry to him out of fire for some weird reason, which kind of screwed me over. My opponent is running that Scizor, that Ferrothorn, that Ape, the Jellicent, the Rotom, and the Hydreigon. I'm thinking the Rotom's gonna be a lead because it usually is. And that's what I'm suspecting, but I'm just going to start off with Ape anyway, because he also has a chance of having Scizor or Ferrothorn as a lead, and I really want to take my chances to a higher percentage than what I normally go for as my instinct. So I decided to start with Ape, and I figure, it doesn't matter if he starts with a Rotom anyway. I'm just bringing Celebi to take it. He does go for the Hydro Pump, doesn't do too much. He brings in Ferrothorn. I go for a T-Wave, kind of suspecting, whatever he switches out to, I can get a free T-Wave off. Even if he does bring in that Ferrothorn, it's better than going for the Lead Seed or Giga Drain and have that Ferrothorn just completely resist that. So I'm going to bring in Metagross here, kind of suspecting he's going to go for the T-Wave. I don't really mind if he sets up his Stealth Rocks, because I do have a Rapid Spinner, but it's not really going to come into play too much. So I'm just going to set up my Stealth Rocks. He go for the Lead Seed. Now right here, I kind of make a weird questionable play. I'm just going to stay and go for the Earthquake because I'm kind of suspecting he knows I set up the Earthquake, so he pretty much knows my job is done. So I'm thinking he might suspect me to T-Wave. I mean, he might go for the T-Wave suspecting me to switch out. So I really want to stay in here because there's nothing in my team that I really want to take a T-Wave except for my Mammoth, which really can't do much to Ferrothorn anyway. So I'm going to stay in here for 2 turns, even though it's really going to hinder my Metagross, which, as you'll see later on in the game, I'm going to really need to deal with his Scizor and his Hydreigon, which are really crucial members of his team that kind of messed me up. So yeah, after the damage with the Earthquake, it's not doing too much to Ferrothorn, and I'm really hindered. At this point, I know he's just going to continue with the Gyro Ball. He does unfortunately get Parahacks here, which is kind of unfortunate. But, it doesn't matter too much, I guess, because I really could have taken that even if he was paralyzed. So I'm just going to go close combat. He does bring in his Jellicent. I really wasn't suspecting the Jellicent because it wasn't the main priority in my mind at that point, because Jellicent usually aren't, because I do have Celebi to completely wall it. So I decided to close combat just in case he might bring in something that doesn't want to take a close combat. So I'm just going to U-turn out of there at this point, maybe also suspecting if he does carry the Curse Body or Water Absorb. But I'm kind of thinking most likely it's Water Absorb. So I bring in Celebi to pretty much wall Jellicent, because Jellicent can't do much to Celebi. So at this point he does Toxic me, but I have the natural cure ability, so it's not really a big deal. I'm just going to switch into Latios because I don't want him to wall me, even though I could just go for the T-Wave at this point. Yeah, so at this point I brought in Latios on his what's it called, on his predicted switch onto Ferrothorn, because I knew when I had Celebi out there, even though I was toxic, I knew he wouldn't want to stay in because I can go for a possibility of numbers on his Jellicent. So I knew he'd switch out, so that's why I bring in Latios, hoping he might be scared of my Hidden Power Fire, bring in Jellicent once again to take my Expert Belted Hidden Power Fire when I'm really going for the T-Bolt. And he probably still suspects on Specs, and this is where Hidden Power Fire would have been really beneficial because, I am running the Expert Belt, so, if he did stay in, he would have, just been destroyed by Hidden Power Fire. But I'm not running the Hidden Power Fire, I'm running the Side Shock for some weird reason. I think I have the long Radios, and that really screwed me over because I could have just completely bluffed him, went for the Hidden Power Fire right here, and completely ruined his Ferrothorn, because he probably thinks I'm Specs at this point with the Protect. So that kind of really sucks. So I'm going to bring in Celebi again to pretty much just take whatever he's going to go for, especially the T-Wave, because I might, even though I can bring in Metagross, just in case he might want a T-Wave, I'd rather have Celebi at this point take it, because I might still need the speed. I don't know if I just want to on my Metagross. So at this point, I do bring in Metagross, knowing he's going to go for a Gyro Ball, and then switching once again to pretty much knowing he's going to Gyro Ball once again, seeing as he didn't T-Wave. So he does go for a Gyro Ball. It does put my Infernape at a really low cost, but it does somewhat bring me to Blade range by my guess. So I'm just gonna go for the Overheat, because even if he does bring in Mr. Jellicent, it's not really good. Even though it resistant, it's probably special defensive. Blade boosted life orb overheat. It's gonna do stab. It's gonna do a lot. So I figure I'm just gonna even if he does bring in jealousy, I'm just gonna U-turn. But he does overpredict with his Feral Thorn, and Feral Thorn dies, which is really awesome because that thing could have been a really major threat. So when that thing dies, he brings in Rotom. I'm just gonna bring in Celebi as he goes for the Volt change. I could have predicted that one for Mamoswine, but he does have 2 Levitators, so I didn't think it mattered too much. So he brings in Ape, which is really annoying because it does have that U-turn, Fire, U-turn, Flare Blitz, and Close Combat. So I'm just gonna have to sack Metagross at this point as a U-turn fodder, because even though it could have been really crucial to walling his Scizor, it was looking really low in health and anyway, and I had nothing else to really take the U-turn besides Mamoswine, which I didn't want to risk dying this early because I might still need it. So I'm gonna bring in Celebi. At this point, he goes for the Hidden Power Ice. I figured I'm just gonna go for T-Whip because I kind of thought he might want to switch, because after I got switch advantage when he brought in his Rotom. But no, he stays in, thinking I'm probably not especially defensive as I am, and decides to go for Hidden Power Fire. Ice, and I think it's Ice, whatever. So I'm just gonna recover here. He goes for the second Hidden Power Ice or Fire. Probably thinking that I don't have the recover, and at this point I know he's gonna switch, because I know since he realizes I have the recover, so there's no point of him staying out with the Hidden Power Ice, because I can just keep on recovering. I know he's gonna switch, so I make the awesome play, get the T-Wave off, and that Infernape is completely paralyzed, which is awesome. And I actually have a question of the day for you guys. Okay, if you intentionally Thunder Waved your opponent and they got paralyzed, costing them the match later, do you think it's hacks, or it's good on your part? Because that kind of somewhat happened, and I'm not sure how to really deal with it, so I want you guys to answer it. So at this point, I just, as you saw, I just sacked my Infernape at this point, because it is looking on health, and even though it's really beneficial against the Scizor, he does carry priority, so it doesn't matter too much. So I'm going to sack my Infernape, bring in Celebi, as I get switch advantage on his Rotom, as he just allows me to finish off his Rotom with a Giga Drain, because at this point he doesn't have too much that wants to take a T-Wave if I do go for it and predict it, because I was predicting T-Wave a lot. Because look, earlier he didn't bring in the Scizor on my Celebi earlier, going for Pursuit Trap, so that led me to believe he's probably not running the Pursuit, so most likely he didn't run the Pursuit. So, but just in case, I just stayed on the Celebi and T-Waved him to take that chance, and I really should went with my instinct, because then he just U-turns and finished off my Celebi, which was kind of crucial. It could have really helped me with his Jellicent later, but I didn't follow my instinct, so I do bring in Starmie just to go for the T-Ball and Infernape, knowing just in case he does bring in Jellicent. So I'm just gonna, he's gonna bring in Hydreigon. I'm just gonna stay in the Starmie, knowing I don't really need too much. I could have just Rapid Spin, but that was a stupid play again, because I really could have used Starmie to deal with his Scizor, and I probably should have brought in Latios, but I wasn't sure if he was running the Scarf on his Hydreigon or not, and I really rather lose Starmie than Latios. So at this point, I just go for Draco Meteor. He brings in Jellicent, and I go for a T-Ball extra belted, hoping he kills, but it doesn't, and he does go for Recover, so I really don't feel like getting Recovered stalled. So I'm going to switch out of Latios and go into my Mamoswine to pretty much take either the status condition or predicted Recover like I thought. He does go for the Toxic right here, so that's pretty much, I really don't mind it too much. I mean, I don't need Mamoswine to be taking it anyway. It's going to be dying to anything anyway. I just need to keep it so I can bring in Latios once again, be at full power to start dealing with the Jellicent, as he does go for Recover right here. So I'm going to start landing off those extra belted T-Bolts, trying to get as much damage as possible, hoping it's at least a 2-hit KO. It does look like a 2-hit KO, but after lefties, probably not, unless I get like max damage or something. So he goes for the Toxic Latios too much. It doesn't matter too much, I guess, because yeah, he could Recover stall me, but I'm just going for T-Bolt right here, and I do get a crit, which is somewhat unfortunate. This is one of the few hacks I do get right here. But sooner or later, if he didn't recover, I would have been able to finish him off. He really couldn't Toxic stall me. I probably would have lived sooner or later, and it probably mattered somewhat, but I don't think it mattered a big deal. So he brings in Hydreigon, but because of my Starmie's death earlier, which wasn't in vain, because I did realize he wasn't a Scarfer, he's actually Life Force. I'm just going for Draco Meteor. I kind of thought he might bring in Scizor, so I almost went for the T-Bolt there. But he probably still didn't suspect I'm extra belted, even if I went for the T-Ball, he probably didn't pay attention too much. So I go for Draco Meteor, finish off his Hydreigon. He brings in Scizor, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm kind of screwed, because the Bullet Punch could finish off my Latios, and I'm almost wide. And this is where the question of the day comes into play. Do you think the Parahacks mattered? He gets a Parahacks right here on the Bullet Punch, and I'm able to go for the T-Ball, and then I also get a crit here. Now, there's a couple ways you can look at this. Since I did T-Wave him, intentionally, I'm kind of thinking it's not considered hacks because when you have a Jirachi, for example, go for body slam, you almost know you're always gonna get pair of hacks, so your opponent kind of has to deal with that. Since he did know I was going for T wave, he kind of did fodder his Scizor as T wave. As you know, T wave is pretty much knowing you're gonna cripple your opponent and give it hacks either way, but that's not how it worked, and probably without that crit, he probably would have lived that T-Bolt because that was -2. And then I'm not sure if an Ice Shard from a Mamoswine or whether he would have gotten Para Hacks again. So once again, I'm not sure how that works. If you did intentionally T-Wave it in my favor, I think it would have been, in your intention. So anyway, guys, GG that was a really fun match, and that T-Bolt finished out your Scizor. So I'm not sure. I think that was like a 4-0, 3-0. I wasn't really paying attention. No, it was a 2-0, yeah. So GGSD. I'm not really sure what his real YouTube name is because I didn't really get it. So there's no link in the description. So guys, stay clean, stay fresh, stay awesome, stay beast. See you later.